Hello again, traders. Right. The other day I was asked what A plus entry is compared to sort of lower grade entries. Let's just say B. It's very subjective in terms of the lower grade entries because there's um, so many different parameters to each trade, as it were. That's not the right word, um, but the one thing about A plus trades you cannot avoid is that using the 2B, um, this is VIX Sporandio swing 1, so we've got the lower swing 1, the pullback is swing 2, and the continuation down is swing 3. Notice this one bounced off the daily open line to the pip. And then we've got a hammer style candle at the bottom. I mean, you just couldn't make this stuff up. It happens time and time again. And now this is an interesting phenomena. So let's just finish off, and I'll talk about another thing I've noticed on this chart. But um, that's the swing 1, 2, 3. So we put the original line on the low, the 2B VIX Brandio's 2B line on the low. And the candle that breaks, the candle that breaks through the low is the candle we want to break above. So I shortened that line by mistake there, but it should have been there really, because that is the high of that's what Vic calls that's the trigger bar, that's the poke bar, because it's poked through the level. And then when we get a break and close above that bar, we can enter, and that's an A plus entry. That is a perfect 2B reversal entry on this particular time frame. So that's why I labeled this one on my Twitter feed A plus. Excuse me. And as you can see, we have a bust, pullback, break and close. The break and close is higher momentum than the bust. This is the original one on the RSI, because they don't always happen on the TMA. But and the beauty about the difference between the RSI and the TMA, this is my go-to indicator, and it works on TradingView. There is one on TradingView, and various other people have made them for other platforms. So there's the bust, and notice there isn't a positive trigger candle, if you like, or trigger bar until here. That's the break and close. Momentum push, higher momentum push, and look what happens. Take the trade and you get virtually any drawdown. There's loads of ways to enter, so you've got the bare bones of my strategy, but you can enter earlier than the close. That's a higher risk, so that wouldn't be an A plus. You can enter the break of the high, which is what I suggest new traders do. So the A pluses are what you want to wait for. Basically, you want to wait to trade the 2B reversals. There will be one on this lower time frame, and if it fulfills these rules, then it will be a perfect entry, because as you can see, it's hit a level, a powerful level there. And this move, and this is, so to finish this part, this is a B or C entry, what I call a continuation entry. The target for VIX move is the high of this candle here, but I always cut it short, and I've got this SS support and resistance, the red bar there, and this is SS support and resistance. They're automated. They've got so many settings I haven't got a clue what half of them do. Don't need to know really. So this is quite possibly going up to that new high and beyond, possibly, but never trade anything. If you watch my videos like before this has done anything, just observe them. We haven't got a bust, pullback, break and close trigger here. We haven't here either. But I got a nice continuation trade for 10 pips there to that level, as you can see, just a couple of pips short of it. And that was a B or C entry. As I say, they could be D or E entries if all of my my tick boxes aren't correct. You know, this might not have been quite right. This might not have been quite right. In particular, the time of the hour might not have been quite right. So, and the same goes for these as well. But really, to save confusion, and you know, as I said, it's really, really subjective outside of the Sporandio original rules. But then I've improved on that because I use multi-time frame analysis and all that sort of thing now. So you can go on forever. So 2B reversal is the A's. Anything else are, you know, B's, C's and D's, whatever. But as I say to everyone, you can't take this as black and white. You have to, you know, we all know indicators work. We all know, and I've learnt over the years, that even indicators that I've discounted as not very good are now, you know, going back through the mill, as it were, because it's easy to discount an indicator without understanding everything else on the charts. So anyway, I'll talk about this little observation I made while I was looking at this hammer style candle here. Basically, it's a big wick with a lump on the top. You know, people get all anal about what a proper hammer is. It shouldn't have a wick above. It should do so many % of the bar and all that malarkey. It's all rot. It's just a fast move. Now, this one, what's the difference between this hammer, excuse me, and this hammer? Well, there's loads of differences. It's not at a supply zone like this one is. There's supply there, and it's hit that major level too, the daily open line. But this hammer, that's true. Sorry, I meant demand. I do apologise to anyone that's screaming at me. But this one did bounce off of a little level of resistance acting as support, resistance that pushed the price down that little bit. In other words, sellers turned into buyers at that level. And why didn't it go up and make a proper 2B? Well, we could have discounted this one easily. You know, this is gold, so that's a good probably 15-20 pips from that move there. Let's have a look. 16 pips, scalper heaven. I'm talking about from the supply area there, not the high. But why didn't this one continue up? Well, no momentum, look, no triggers, no green, all green. So, you know, all sorts of little things like that can keep us out of bad trade. This would have been all wrong. If we, and this was right when I took my trade, which is why I took that slightly higher risk trade up there, because it had gone from messy on gold to all good. And this was looking right over here as well. So there's so many things that you can't see on looking at the back end of a chart, or the later end of a trade, as it were, a move. See, this one isn't anywhere near as good as when I took that move. You can see the strong momentum, no messing about at all. And you can see now there is no, this is set to H1, M15, M5. So, but you can choose your own settings. If you're trading higher time frames, then use H4, H1, M15. You know, there's so many things can be done with it. What else did I? Yeah, so I've covered that. I've covered what an A plus trade is, or an A trade. It's a classic 2B. This here also is that's a 2B there, and that would be the target for entering somewhere down here on the lower time frame. But this is also a 1, 2, 3 higher low. So you can go on forever once you understand how to try, or what your charts are telling you, what your indicators are telling you. Then you're good to go. At this point here, this entry here, the classic entry, we've actually broken the high of a 1, 2, 3 higher low. Notice how the sellers have just lost all power whatsoever. We're in an uptrend, high, low, lower, high, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, pullback, continuation, pullback, continuation. We're in an uptrend. But as this goes, the sellers are losing power all the time. That's what an uptrend is, and the buyers are gaining power. All of that green, look at it. So, and you know, this is a 2B here. Well, I'll draw it for you. That's the low, the red bar there. That's the break through the low. This one is technically, but someone, whether it's Sperandio or someone subsequent, mentioned this. The break through the low. Oh, actually, this one didn't break through the low. But if it had, well, it probably might have actually. This one is a subsequent low. So the high of that one is a new resistance level that we can treat as a entry trigger, as it were. So, so subsequent bar, the high of that one, getting a bit messy now, but the high of that one there would be that would be the entry, or that would be the trigger bar, because that's the one that closed above it. You could either trade the high of that, you could drop to a low time frame and refine your entry, and that'll then be a 1 minute, some sort of 1 minute pattern on there. Look at this, it's going up and up now. I did say that just now, didn't I? So there you go, guys. At the end of the day, once you understand what all of these things are telling you, trading does become just a question of ultra discipline and a great deal of patience. I missed the perfect entry on this because I was actually doing something else, making coffee and whatnot, and sort of waking up with this damn cold keeping me asleep. But what I suggest, I'm lucky because I can read these things like a book now. But what I suggest to all newer traders that do follow my stuff is just stick to the classic 2B. You can make your plan all the way down. You've got your level there. This has literally been drawn about an hour before we got the trigger. You know, the RSI. This is automated. This isn't me. The tick is me. But this is automated. This is automated. Look, at no point did we get a bust, pullback, break and close until we got to this point here. We can clearly see, you can't just look back at your charts really and find trades. You can clearly see that that was the first proper entry, and it just took off. I mean, that move is massive. I've gone on a bit long again, but there again, if you want to learn to trade, that's a 36 pip move. And we know where the target was, you know, my SS support and resistance level. So, you know, what else? I was watching a pivot as well. When these, look, up above us, pivot, this would be a target somewhere around here. Not the actual pivot, although it can blast through it because this might actually be lower than the correct position. So it will push up through a few pips, or it might be higher than the correct position. I've talked about the accuracy of pivots being related to the brokers open and close, the calculations on those particular brokers. So different brokers, different platforms will be slightly different on the pivots. So this may well be the pivot level on a different brokers. I've never bothered even to work out the closest to the correct one because it's like finding a needle in a haystack, really. Done tons and tons of work on brokers, testing all sorts of things, but I'm not bothered about 5 or 6 pips. I'm bothered about making a losing trade because I haven't been cautious, of course, which is why as a scalper I'm always ultra cautious about everything, every target I do, every entry I make. But in terms of these, even this SS support and resistance, you know, I never, and even the daily open line, you know, if I was trading down to that, I'd put my, in fact, I would. What I often do with the daily open, and I have done as well with the pivots, and even this thing, the SS support and resistance, I will have 2 or 3 different brokers on the go, and triple check across them. It takes minutes to check, and then maybe what you could do is sort of take the median, if you like, if that's the right term, of 3 different brokers, and or if you're taking a long, just go for the lowest pivot level, and if you're taking a short to that daily open, take the highest daily open level in this instance, so that you're, there's so many things that I take for granted with what I do, that I can't explain, all the time. So this is why you need, if you want to learn to trade, then you've got to do the work. If you're going to do the work, you have to try and filter all the rubbish that comes with some of my videos. I apologize for that. Watch them on twice speed, whatever it takes to, because I think of things on the fly. So I'm not going to make a script. I'm not going to have all little flashy things coming up all over the screen like these, these fake traders have all over their stuff on YouTube. You just get bare bones facts as I think of them, as they come out of my mouth. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Don't forget, if you're a new subscriber or if you're a new visitor, subscribe and all that, whatever YouTube tells you to do. It helps me get exposure to newer traders that I'm trying. This is where it's all coming from, guys. I'm trying to save newer traders a world of expense and a world of pain, and maybe instead of 95% of my of people that find my videos, maybe I can get 1 more percentage point of traders through the process of becoming a consistently profitable trader. That's where what I do comes from. It comes from a good place, even though I do rant and rave a lot, which I apologize for. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.